Start. Rear gap, drop 2 inches. And then in the front, drop the inch. This is what the car looks like. Not too bad. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Driven by Brian. Gloomy ass day, but it's fine. But I come out to Alley Pond, play some tennis. But for today's video, I wanted to talk about my experience installing the H&R lowering springs for my 2020 BMW X3 M40i, the G01 platform. So this will be the same for any X3, X4 from 2018 up until the current model 2024. In the first part of the video, I just want to show you guys one side, or the driver's side, of where to access all of the suspension parts. So on the driver's side, obviously under the hood, and then also from the trunk access. So let's talk about that. Then let's go through some driving impressions, or let's first go through how difficult the install was. We'll go through some driving impressions and then talk about the overall conclusion. Was it worth it? Short answer, yes. Yes, it was. All right, let's jump to the driveway. First, let's pop the trunk. We're gonna make this super easy, nice and quick. But the first thing we're going to need to do is to take off this section. We're only gonna work on one side of the car because it's pretty much the same thing. So up here at the engine, you want to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twist this piece off. So it's a little twist like that. It'll pop off nice and quick. There's a number 6 under there. You can peel back this seal cover, and then you'll have access to the screws, the e-torque screws that you need to take out, 1, 2, and 3, and boom, that'll give you access to the front strut or front suspension. Nice and easy. Don't forget to slam it down when you close it. On the back side, got some tennis stuff here, don't worry about it. You're gonna need to push down this seat. Then I forgot how I did this, either with the cover up, or I think with the cover up, you're gonna have to take off 1, 2, and there's a 3rd screw right there. Then you'll lift up, wiggle out the silver bar. It's kind of indented like this under this plastic trim. So use a screwdriver, ply tool to lift up this plastic part, squeeze or slide this part out, and with the seat down, you should be able to push this metal bar up that way. Back here, you'll be removing first this up here is this button. Press down, slides right out. We'll keep that in there. We'll remove 1 cover, 2 cover, and then there will be again 2 plastic screws behind. Let's see if I can show you one of them. For example, right there, there's one here, and there's one right behind this one as well. Removing those 2 will give you access to the rear struts, which is right around here, so under this metal piece. You're going to repeat everything on both sides, and then that's how you can get started on installing the lowering springs. So I'm sure if you've done your basic research, you know the car rides pretty harshly on the run flats, on the on the stock suspension. It's set up, it's just a little bit rough. Everybody says that they recommend switching tires, Pilot Sport 4s or something. Everyone recommends to switch over to those, even whatever non-run flat equivalent of that is on Bridgestone or Continental. And they say the ride is a lot smoother, especially on local drives, because then the tires, the run flat tires, are a little bit thicker and they don't take bumps as nicely. So that was one big change that I noticed after getting the springs, the lowering springs, is that even with the run flat tires, which I still have, my ride has gotten drastically smoother, especially on bumps. noise has gone down when I hit bumps as well. So that's just an overall improvement. Next thing is handling. The body roll on the X3 is not as bad as, you know, your typical SUVs. Like right in front of me, I have the new Honda HR-V and the Hyundai Tucson. When you hit a turn with those cars, the body roll is very apparent. Cars will tilt. I was even in a Lexus NX at a higher speed, and the car would pretty much go all the way towards one side. The X3 is already sporty enough where the body roll isn't too bad, but with the addition of the lowering springs, the car does feel a lot more stable in high speeds. For those of you that like to have a little bit of fun, I'm sure you're not taking to the track or anything, but just driving around on the highway and you want to feel a little bit stiffer, changing to the lowering springs and combination of driving in sport mode, which stiffens up the steering, is definitely a lot better than stock. And one of the final things I want to talk about is usability and drivability. You know, in my last video I mentioned most of the driving I do is local or like in traffic on the highway, so it doesn't really count as highway. But these springs really don't make the ride harsher. It has the benefits of making your ride smoother, sportier, and better handling, all without the negatives that you might see from a harsher ride, which is supposed to be what happens when you upgrade your suspension. Your ride's supposed to get harsher as well. But these springs are well made by H&R. They've been a leader in the space for quite some time, and they really know their stuff. So overall, this upgrade cost me about $270. I think I got a deal on Black Friday from ECS Tuning. I'll have to double check. But I would highly recommend this to anyone. And this is a 6 to 8 hour job, depending on your skill level. You definitely need tools, not just the ones that you borrow from like AutoZone or something, but you definitely need your own tools. And you'll definitely also need a friend that knows what they're doing. So shout out to my buddy. He's been modifying his own car for a while, I think for like the last 5 years or something. So he took the lead on this project, really helped me out. But anyone can do this in their own garage. And if you have any questions about the installation or any other features about the springs, feel free to let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and catch y'all soon. Peace.